Big off-grid job on a Jayco. Stick around. This one is big. G'day guys, Matty from Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping. It's been a long time. It's been a crazy busy year, so apologies for not putting out more videos. We've done a lot of off-grid jobs this year already, but we've actually been pretty time poor on each job to do a video like this. Today, bit of an exception though. We've had a little bit of rain, so I've had to juggle some jobs around, and I've got a spare hour or two so I can get a video going, which is what we're doing. So big off-grid setup for all your power needs, guys. So you want to run microwaves, air conditioners, induction cookers, air fryers, all of your household powered devices, you know, your washing machine, hairdryer. This setup will allow you to do this on the side of the road, anywhere, anytime, all on the touchscreen. Just touch a button, she's on, ready to go. Happy days. So if you want to, even your outside outlet will work. So induction cooking outside in the wind, super cool to be able to do that. So I'll give you some specifications on the system that we fitted on this. So it is a huge 620 amp hours. These have tested above their ratings at 300. So there are two PowerPaul Scouts here, guys. So there's over 600 amp hours of storage. That's like over 7.5 kilowatt hours of storage. That is huge amounts of energy for these guys to be able to store, to run their air conditioner during the day. You know, this is a traveling family, so they're able to run all of their devices from whenever they want on anywhere. You know, these guys are off to a beach stay very soon, so they don't need to plug in. You know, to be free camping and not have to worry about power is a massive bonus. These guys are limited to water. All right, they're going to run out of water well before they run out of power. Cool to be able to do it. So yeah, back to the power system. 600 amp hours, over 600 amp hours here of custom-made PowerPaul Scouts from PowerPaul Australia. Thanks, mate. All the Victron stuff, guys. Caveat to the DC charger. So with the solar on this, a lot, heaps. This is a larger Jayco, all right, all-terrain Jayco, quite a large van, so I'm able to squeeze a lot on the roof. Now this had the old original 160 watt solar panels, just two of them, and it all ran into the projector power management system. So these guys were living off of 320 odd watts. You know, not a massive amount of solar, but the increase that we've done on top of their factory system is exponential. It is huge. We've managed to squeeze 3 of the current model exotronic 225s on the roof, so they're running on the passenger side. So 3 225s, and we've managed to get 4 180 exotronic panels, 3 at the rear and another one dog-legged at the front, all the way from shade. Fun enough, I could add more. There are more gaps. I could actually probably increase this to a big number, but these guys have 1395 watts, guys. Massive. So 2 Victron smart solar controllers taking care of all of that energy on the roof here. So one array is going into one of the 50s and the other into the other. Split left and right. So the back 2 left hand away from shade, they're in series. And then the back right hand and this one is in series together. Then we've brought them at parallel down into the reg. So it's about 40 volts by the time it comes down here. The other 3 are in a series string because they are in no no shading issues whatsoever. The reason for the split over the 4180s is mainly because you want to keep that voltage well below the Victron specifications. Keeping it around the 40, 42 volts is really good for these. 60, 65 on the 3S string, that's fine for that one. But if you start going 4 in series, you're getting really close, especially if you get a cloud flash or the panels are super cold, you're getting really close to the limit of these. And it can throw an overvolt alarm and shut it down, which is what you don't want. So that's why we try and keep it like that. Plus, the added benefit is, the reason we've done that split also is the shade. So that back right-hand one and this one that's here is near a wiring guard antenna. So if their antenna is up, for whatever reason, they've got it up, and they shade this panel, that only affects those 2 panels. It doesn't affect the rear, the rear 2 in the corner, and it won't affect, obviously, the 3 225s. So 1395 watts, guys. These guys are going to see some huge numbers come into this to keep up with their air conditioner during the day. Massive amounts of energy. Victron 12 3000 120 amp inverter charger. So this is a 120 amp mains charger. So what that means is when these guys do plug in a generator or they plug in a mains power, this has the potential to pump in 120. Now the roof solar will come in on top of that if required. So got a lot of power happening here. Now, the DC charger, we've done the Redarc 50, as you can tell by the little red line through here. These guys have a Y62 Patrol, so no Anderson system on that yet. We're probably going to run out of time to do it for him, but we've advised the customer what's required for this system to charge. So they're going to get 50 amps from this while they're driving. In other words, just this alone is enough to keep up with that air conditioner while they're driving. So if it was a stinking hot day, and they wanted to run their air conditioner to keep the van cold, so when they rock up at camp it's a nice cool van, they can. Without any solar coming in, this is enough to keep up with it. Really cool to be able to do that. Any solar that comes in as a bonus, it's just going to charge the batteries or just go to float and sit there and shut down. Jayco CMS factory system. So what that is, that's a plug system. So the way that the inverter integrates into the factory system is basically plugs. It's in and out, and it's really cool to be able to do that. A lot of companies are jumping on board to do that. It makes the installation neat and tidy. Before I give you the rundown, I'll give you some zoom ups of how simple it is when we do it. And that's it here. See the LMI bus fuses down there? So they're all high current MIDI fuses and all labelled ready to go. You can see the shunt down here. There's the Busman master fuse. 95 square cable running on into the system. You can run 2x50 or this single, and you can see the cable runs are very short. We've kept this very short. It's rare that you can do this. It's also rare that you can mount a multi up like this, but the Jayco beds are massive. So the height under the new models, that's quite high. You can see it. I've still got clearance at the top of that. And you can see the venting we've done here. So we just chucked them in because the multi is there. So there's one at the bottom, one at the top. I've also done one right around here behind the solar controllers. So that'll convect some air up to keep these cool. This is a large area, as you can see. So it's not a confined space. If this was blocked off through here and it ran up to the top here, there'd be fans and all that in here. But as you can see, not required. Don't need it here. So there's the PowerPaul Scouts. You can see they actually tested it, what, 314? Yeah, 340 amp hours each. I've obviously set it for about 600. So there is a bit of a discharge fall they can play with, but generally speaking, 600 amp hours here of energy, over 7.5 kilowatt hours. There's the two 50 amp smart solar controllers taking care of the 1395 watts on the roof. And there's the Redarc 50. That grey cable in the corner is the speaker cable for these speakers. Welcome to Jayco. That's how they do their clamps, just like that. We've tidied this up. I'll put a before and after pic in. Same thing, we've just done the best we can. This is looking a lot neater than what it was. This was also screwed to the floor down there. We've brought it off the floor. The reason being is because it was too hard for the customers to get to if they needed to get to the fuses. I know it's only 100 mil, but I'm all about trying to make things easy for people. So now you can see it's got a dead straight line here. He can still store stuff here quite easily, and that's the idea of it. So he's made this himself. That's a cover for a diesel heater. Great idea. So you can still store stuff here and it won't impact anything here at all. And you've got all of those cables there that ran out of it were just a bunch of mess, and we've just cable tied it together and done it a little bit neater for him. He had a DC charger in here. He's removed that, obviously in lieu of the bigger system here. So there you have it, guys. You see the blue trunking that we use? That's better ducting, if you guys want to know. You can buy it through a couple of different companies online. It does usually come from overseas, which is a bit tough and it takes a long time to get. But you can see how we've done it. And you got to remember, like, we don't build the boards at home and then come and do it. The reason is because it can be very difficult to work out exact dimensions of things. So that's why we find on site it is always easier, quicker, neater to do it all on site like this. So there's plenty of space around things here too. I'll go from the other angle, you might be able to see it a bit better. I got the torch down there so you can actually see what's down there. And all the V-direct cables, you know, you got your smartshunt V-direct over here, V-direct, V-bus. They all run through, and the serbo, hard to see, is under the seating area, and then it goes up through the fridge, all the way through to here, and that's where we'll put the touch screen for our control. You guys are well aware of how these work. But what we'll do is we'll put some things on now, because I can see an air fryer. we got air fryer, and that was my little stand for my camera. We've got the microwave, of course, and the IBIS 4. So the air conditioner as well. We'll crank these things up and see what we can get out of it. Oh, I see a kettle too, so we'll do the kettle. I mean, that's a big one. These things are beasts. All kettles are, unless you start to buy them more efficient ones. This is the Kmart one, and that'd be 1850 to 2200 watts. Yep, 1850 to 2200. So that's quite a thirsty beast. And we are off grid at the moment. I've unplugged mains. So we are essentially testing out the free camping ability of this, because I've already fully charged the batteries now, and I know that because the sun's still in and out. It's a rainy, horrible, overcast day in Adelaide, and it's the way it is. And now the sun comes out. It's in and out. Either way, fully charged the batteries from mains and solar before for this test, so I can bring these batteries under a full load and watch what they do. Now let's do that now. So what can we do? We'll go for this air fryer. So I'll flip you around. So that's the battery status as we speak. So before I put the air fryer on, you can see what it's doing. So 100%, 13.5. Solar's in and out because it is an overcast day once again, so it'll be variable, but not really interested in the solar at the moment. We're interested in what it's taking from the batteries. So let's put this air fryer on. Smith & Noble, beast of a thing, this thing. There we go. 15 minutes at 180 degrees. It's a big air fryer. Really cool. So what's that pulling? There we go, guys. Big air fryer. A couple of thousand watts there. Not a problem at all. So solar, you can see the solar's offsetting it, but you know, overcast day, that's all we're going to get out of that. I'll try and get some videos. Oh, we might be getting some sun. See it rise quite quickly. Hopefully we get a little bit of a gap. I saw 970 before, but that might be the best we'll get. Either way, not interested in the solar too much. That's what the air fryer's pulling, and there it is. Notice how it changes. So obviously that number comes off of that number. So the higher that number, the less that comes out of the batteries, of course. And that's why we've got a good battery capacity to support the load for the time when it's running. All right, so we'll shut that one down. Yep, she's off. And we'll go straight into the kettle, because I know these things are beasts. There you go, blue light, she's on. That'll be a couple of thousand watts, surely. Yeah, look at that, 2,000. Yeah, it's about right. So there's your kettle, guys. Now, we all know that a kettle doesn't run for hours on end, just like an air fryer. I mean, that's 15 minutes. So your kettle is fine to run off grid anytime. All right, so that you got a kettle going there. We had the air fryer going. What should we do? We'll go microwave as well at the same time as the kettle. Why not? Cool. Microwave and kettle. This would be a big one. Look at that, 300 amps. No dramas. Take note of the little flashing light, the overload light. It can run in overload up to about 30 minutes, as long as the temperatures are within range, without any dramas. And that's why we use the big Victron inverters for that reason. Excellent. So we'll do the air conditioner. You guys have seen this many times. It's cold, so I'll put it on I'll put it on heat. So we'll go heat 25. Now these things are not efficient to run on heat. Like I said, this is just a test to show you what the capability of the system is. We get a little bit of sun. We hear it ramp up. Still only early in the morning. It's only just almost 10:30, quarter to 11, and we are pretty much the 1st of May is in 2 days' time. So we're almost at the beginning of May, and for us to get numbers like this is brilliant because our solar panels on the Caravan are flat mounted. You know, I keep going on about this many times in a lot of my other videos. They're flat. So the only time you're really going to see the peak numbers are in the summer solstice. You know, when the sun's right above you in that peak period, that's when you're going to see really good solar numbers. This is true with any solar system, whether it's on a house, wherever you're, and the days are longer too. So your solar yield over the day is going to be greater, more energy over the day. You know, my phone will go crazy with people that have got small solar systems as we're approaching winter. And that's a sure sign that they don't have enough solar because the days are shorter and they're not able to keep up with said compressor fridge or their 2 fridges that they're normally used to in spring and summer. Or, you know, they'll start camping in winter and add a diesel heater and they've found their limit. So you add solar. But my point being is you're going to have too much solar. It just comes down to 2 factors, guys, every time. Weight and budget, right? If you can support the weight and you can afford it, you do it. Because you're only going to capture that energy. It's only going to get stored in the battery. And when the battery's finished filling up, the solar controller's shut down. It's a really good thing to do. Now, look, we can talk about dump loads. Sun's coming out again. Dump loads and you know, managing your power to force your energy somewhere else once your batteries are full. That stuff is going to come in time. There are systems already out there that already do that, which I'm going to touch base on with a few more videos in the next couple of months. Basically, when your batteries fill up early in the morning, like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something, and your batteries are full, they can't accept any more energy, but it's a really sunny day and you've got a gas hot water boiler system. Well, just like a house, you can force that energy into your hot water, i.e. run your hot water from electricity, from your batteries, while that sun's up. And when the batteries hit, say, 90% or 95%, it shuts off. Or whatever you program it to. The point is you can set a set parameter so you can force that energy into your hot water so it uses less gas, and you're essentially heating your hot water from solar. And then your run time from gas is extended. You know, if you do it right, you can almost, and you managed your hot water, like, you know, showers and doing your washing, if you managed it like that, there is no reason why you could delete gas. There is no reason why you couldn't do that. You go induction cooking. If you had a boiler with a manageable element, like a Swift, even a Truma that's 1500 odd watts, 1400 watts, you could do that. You just got to manage it. So you would, you know, you're not going to run it when your batteries are low. That's the other problem. If your batteries are too low, well, you don't have hot water. That's where instantaneous comes into play, or you know, one of those inline electric heaters. They're getting more popular as time goes on. But there we have it, guys. Look, they got a compressor fridge. So at 12 volt, these guys don't have to worry about power again. Not with 7.5 kilowatt hours or 620 amp hours of lithium battery. They've gone from 2 120 amp sphere factory Jayco lithium batteries, right? And they've now increased that by almost 3. It's crazy. So at 12 volt, these guys do not have to worry about power. With 1395 watts on the roof, at 12 volt, this is infinite, right? Infinite. You would not have to worry about it. There's that much energy coming in. Running the air conditioner and other devices, you still have to manage your energy, because we are talking about a lot of wattage here, and the numbers don't lie. The power has to come from somewhere. The objective is to maximize where it comes from. Vehicle, solar, and mains. Mains charger, 120 amp in this situation. Vehicle, 50. Solar, 1395. So these guys are going to see nearly, or they should see 100 amps of solar come in when required. And if they plug their vehicle in, there's another 50 on top of that. So the potential charge rate into this battery system, from when these guys start traveling around with no generators, no generator at all, is up to 150 amps. To fast charge a lithium battery bank at that number is absolutely stupendous. It is amazing that we are able to do that in this day and age. So gone are the old days of big absorption times and trickle charges with AGM and lead acid batteries. Lithium, it is go to woe. Flat out, once the batteries are full, chargers turn off. You put a load or draw energy out of it, the chargers will sense that and wake up and compensate, keeping that battery at 100% state of charge. Very cool, very smart. Happy to be able to do that. So this is a big system for these guys. Big system. This is a family. These guys have hit the road. They want to travel. This is an off-grid setup that you would need in pretty much any family van. You know, I've got a very similar setup, and I run the air conditioner whenever I want. You know, I'm running air fryers, induction cookers. I'm now charging electric bikes. I'm charging multiple laptops, devices, things that I need for when I go away. You know, I need to run a business. Everyone's different, okay? Everyone has their own story and everyone has their own power needs. You know, you'll get all of these comments going, you don't need that. Well, he might need that. They might have a medical issue. You know, I got customers with 2 CPAP machines running humidifiers. I go over it again. I got customers that have medical equipment for dialysis machines. You know, I got a customer that hooks up to a machine 3 times a week. I mean, good on him. My point is everyone is different. So before you drop comments on people and say, no, you don't need that, that's too much, I've been camping and got away with this, well, that's your situation. And that's fine, because that suits you. Not everyone is like you, all right? Just remember that before you jump the gun and put a comment. And, you know, hey, you can still put your comment out there, but just keep that in mind. People are sensitive to this, you know, because this is an investment for these guys. They want to travel, they want to live in their van, they want to enjoy the country, and they want to run their devices. Why not? It's their choice. You know, I've got other customers that will get away with 200-300 watts of solar and charge a couple of laptops and small stuff. I've got other customers that run gas lanterns and, you know, just want to have a small fold-out solar because they don't want to fit solar on their roof. It's just so broad, guys. There's no blanket rule for anyone and everyone. Everyone is completely different with their power usage. Cool. That's enough from me. Hope you enjoy this video, guys. I'll keep putting them out there. We've got off-grid jobs fully booked until Easter 2024. We are over a year in advance booked, and that is off-grid jobs every week between now and then. So expect a lot more videos coming at you. A lot of country jobs, big systems, bigger than this, smaller than this, all in between. Keep an eye out for them. There's a few new products that are going to hit the market soon. You guys will see me fit them as well. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Check me out. Hit me up with emails, messages, whatever, guys. I'm always happy to chat. Got the little thing so I can chat with you during the day while I'm working. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.